Good afternoon, hockey fans, for today's NHL matchup as your Utah Hockey Club gets right back on the road because it seems like I can never call home games as they take on the Buffalo Sabres. Your lineups for today, since it's still early in the morning: Utah, Keller, Hayton, Schmaltz on that top line, McBain, Cooley, Gunther on the second, Maselli, Bukestad, Kraus on the third, Kirkoni, Stenlund, Kerfoot on the fourth. Sergachev, Mata on that top D line, Cole Kessering on the second, Valimaki, Bortuzzo on the third, and Vamelka in net for Utah. Looking at Buffalo, Zucker, Thompson, and Tuck on that top line, Benson, Cousins, and Paterka on the second, Kulik, McLeod, and Krebs on the third, Malenstein, Korzak, and Abe Kubel on the fourth. Bryson and Byram on that top D line, Power and Yoki Haru on the second, Gilbert and Clifton on the third, and UPL in net for Buffalo. It's also Kessering's 100th game tonight, so congrats to him on that. Utah looking to take advantage of a Buffalo team that is on a bit of a slide, which frankly is not that surprising. Let's be real. Buffalo now losing 5 games in a row. We'll see if Utah can continue that pressure that they had in both that Vegas and that Dallas game and bring that into today. We'll see what they can do. Opening faceoff tied up at the dot. Buffalo will dump that into the Utah zone. Vamelka behind his own net. Quick pass over to the left side. Sergachev with it in the right corner, looking to clear that up to Maselli. He'll get it up to Bukestad instead. Trying to get that into the Buffalo zone. Won't be able to. Buffalo up the other way. Putting that into the right corner. Korzak with it. Trying to get it over to Abe Kubel. Not quite able to, as Bukestad's able to get it. Not able to clear. It'll dump back into the right corner, but nobody there but Utah to grab it. So slowly they'll make their way out of their own zone. Mata, quick pass up to Schmaltz. He'll try and get that deep into the zone. Buffalo looking to clear that out instead. Hayton not quite able to keep it in, but will be kept in at the point. Shot in net for EPL saved. Cole looking for a tip in front to Hayton. That will go wide. Kept in at the right corner by Schmaltz. Back to Kessering, a shot from the point. Will hit a body in front, bounce out of the Buffalo zone, all the way back down. Kessering racing for it. He'll get to it first. Good pressure by Zucker, though. It's not able to, Utah not able to calm down their own zone. Finally, get it back into the Buffalo zone. Tipped in left side, trying to get that up to Schmaltz, but Power will get to it first. He'll leave that for Yoki Haru in the left corner Buffalo zone. 18:45 left in the first now. Dumped into the Utah zone. Will end up left corner. Bortuzzo with it first, looking to clear it out. He will. Buffalo will pick it right back up in neutral zone, though. Clifton trying to get that into the Utah zone. Not able to. It'll be dumped back into the Buffalo zone. They'll get to it first, though. Back up to Clifton. Quick pass up. Buffalo into the zone. Shot. Hits a body in front. That'll deflect in the left corner. Mott able to get to it first. Looking to clear that up to Gunther. Tied up at the blue line. Pass over to, or trying to get a pass over to the right side, but Tara will grab it instead. Tara, pass over to Clifton. Moving in shot. That'll be saved by Vamelka. Will end up in the left corner. Benson fighting for it. Pressured by Sergachev, though. Cooley there to help. Sergachev, it'll look just enough. It'll get up to McBain. He'll chip that out of the Utah zone. It'll bounce into the Buffalo zone. Clifton pressured by Gunther, but he'll keep control of it. Able to chip that out of the Buffalo zone. Right to Cole, though, back in the Utah zone. Quick pass up to Stenlund. Won't be able to grab it. Krebs will instead. Or not Krebs, McLeod will instead. Buffalo trying to get that into the Utah zone. Tied up the Utah blue line, though. Not able to get anything going there. Bad pass by Utah. It'll chip back into their own zone just for a second. They'll clear it right back to the Buffalo end. Byram with a quick pass up, trying to get that in right side. It'll bounce on net, but the icing happens first before it bounces there. 17:28 left in the first. Utah with some good pressure, but Buffalo trying to kind of prevent the slide from going any further. Some good offensive pressure, not really letting Utah get set up in the zone. Although when Utah has been in that zone, Hayton almost with that tip just misses by about the width of a puck there as that slides right past the right post. So both good chances from both teams here. We'll see what happens. Right side draw in the Buffalo zone. Utah win that back, looking for a shot in front. That hits a body, will be deflected out. Bortuzzo trying to race for it first. Chipped up into the Buffalo's bench instead, though. Play blown dead. 17-18. Shots tied at 1 so far. But yeah, if Buffalo's going to be able to stop this slide, they're going to have to take control of this game early, which in many of the games that I have seen has been a problem for Utah. Give it that first 2-3 minutes. They've had problem really getting set up and getting something going. After those few minutes, they've been able to get it going, but it's those first few minutes that really decide how Utah's going to play the game. Center ice draw, one back by Utah. It'll end up in the right corner of their own zone as Bortuzzo's not able to quite grab that one. Trying to clear that out left side. He'll get that up to Krause. Poked away by Buffalo, though. It'll end up in the right corner of their own zone. Able to grab control of it. Benson, he'll dump that left side. Buffalo looking to clear. They will. It'll end up all the way back down the Utah zone. Bortuzzo able to get to it first. Neutralized pass. Buffalo trying to keep control of it. Not quite able to, though. Gilbert trying to move in. Not tried to. Got it into the zone, but wasn't able to keep control of it. Utah back in their own zone. They'll wait for the change. Sergachev now with it. Quick pass across to Schmaltz. Back up to Sergachev. Left side. He'll dump that in on net. It'll bounce to the left side. Soft little save by UPL there. Schmaltz will try and get that back to Sergachev. Won't be able to. It'll be run around behind the net for Kerfoot. Back to Sergachev. Shot from the slot. Misses. Looking for a rebound. Schmaltz will pick it up, though, as that shot bounces wide, or the rebound there bounces wide, and Utah will take the early tally. Schmaltz able to keep that momentum up. I believe that's goals in the last 3 games for him after being off the goal score sheet for so long. It's good to see him getting it going finally. Yeah, Schmaltz ends up with it in the right corner, tries to get it back to Sergachev along the left side corner. Will end up back in that left corner. Kerfoot will grab it, moving down to the slot. He'll get it to Sergachev right in front. Nobody to grab that rebound that bounces left side. UPL way out of his net there. Schmaltz able to just swoop in, puts that in on the giant open net there. Utah up 1 early, which is a good indicator here. This is exactly what they need. They let Buffalo kind of battle for those first few minutes like they have been, and now they're starting to take control, getting those shots in front. Although it looks like we're actually going to challenge this. I believe they're looking at goaltender interference. Yes, they are challenging for goaltender interference. This one's trickier to call, because Hayton does kind of cut up through the crease, blocking UPL, but he gets out of the way before that shot's kind of in the way. So we'll see what they decide here. 16:19 left. Shot sitting 2-1 for right now. Yeah, Hayton cutting in front, but out of the way before the shot gets there. Cut in front. There's shot 1. It'll bounce off power. UPL they might rule that he's able to get across, but I could totally see if they would call that goaltender interference, and we'll see if this gets called back. If the app is anything to go off of, it looks like this is coming back. Wait for official confirmation from the refs here, but it looks like that this will be no goal. Was confirmed there is goaltender interference, like the app already said. So that goal coming back for Utah. 16-19. We'll see if Utah can battle back from this and get something on the board, keep that pressure up, if nothing else. Getting those shots and staying in that offensive zone is critical for them at this point in the game. So we'll see if they can get that up, and hopefully, if you're Schmaltz, you can continue that offensive kind of momentum you've been carrying and not let this carry you down. Buffalo back in their own zone, trying to chip that up into Utah ice. They'll get it in left corner. Model will get to it first. They'll pass over to Sergachev, just goes wide. Paterka with it, looking for a pass in front. Couple saved by Vamelka as Benson digging away at it there. Vamelka able to get just enough on, able to get just enough on it as Benson really looking for that tip in front there, not able to find it. After that goal coming back, Buffalo really trying to put that pressure on him now, because now you're not down anymore. First goal still needed, first goal still on the board to be got. We'll see if they can get that jump start and get something going. Right side draw in the Utah zone. They'll win it back behind their own net. Quick pass up to Kesselring along the right side, looking to clear that out. He will. Buffalo will keep that out of their own zone, although Kesselring will pick it right back up and neutral ice, moving in the left side. Trying to push to the front of the net. He'll get pushed left corner instead. Back behind the net for Maselli. Push to the right side, trying to get that in front to Stenlin. He'll get it. Quick little spin move there to keep control of it. Shot on net, saved by UPL. Kept in by Kesselring at the line. Back over to Maselli, trying to center that, not quite able to. Or Stenlin, the one trying to center that one there. Doesn't matter as that tips up into the netting. Play blown dead. 15 and a half left. Shots now sitting 4-3 in favor of Utah. So some good offensive pressure from Buffalo coming out of that reverse call there. Especially after losing 5 games now, being on that slide, if they're going to want to make any improvements, they're going to need to really get something going here. They have the offensive and even the defensive young talent to get something going and some great goaltenders. It just, something has not clicked yet. We'll see if they can get that going tonight. Valimaki back at the left point of the Buffalo zone. Cross ice pass. Bukestad in front. That shot tipped wide. Kraus behind the Buffalo net with it pushed to the left corner. Circling that back down to Valimaki at the left point. Back over to Maselli, left side now with it. Trying to move in front. No lane. He'll take the shot anyway. Deflects the body in front. Moving back out is Buffalo. Up the other way. Moving in. Trying to get something going. Tied up along the left side boards, though. Krebs, the one trying to get that going. Kept in at left side point shot. Blocked in front by Bortuzzo. Kraus with it at the left side. Looking to tip that out. They will. Clifton will grab control of that neutral ice instead, though. Able to move in along the left side. He'll cut past like 3 defensemen there. Looks for a shot in an angle, saved by Vamelka. Buffalo pushes it back to the left corner. Abe-Kubel with it now. Down at the left point, tied up by Kraus, though, who we poked out of the Utah zone. Maselli with it. He'll double back that into the Utah zone. Sergachev with it as they look for the change. 14:20 left in the first now. Sergachev back with it in his own zone. He'll pass that up to Schmaltz. He'll double back in the Utah zone. Looking for a pass up to Keller. Keller moving in. Pass over to Mata. Mata moving in. Shot saved by Vamelka, UPL. Kept in by Hayton. Sergachev not quite able to control that. It'll bounce out of the Buffalo zone. Mata looking to push that back in. He will. Doesn't matter, though, as Buffalo will get control of it back. Yokiharu trying to clear that out. Buffalo will on the second attempt there. As I believe that was tipped up into the Buffalo bench there as they tried to clear. So play blown dead. Some good chances for both teams. Utah almost has one early, but called back for goaltender interference. We'll see if either team gets something going in net. Great offense for both teams so far. Listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. $13:53 left in the first. Both teams some good offensive pressure. Utah almost has one early, but that's called back for goaltender interference. So we'll see if either team gets something going. Looking at some of the stats during the intermission there, hits currently sitting 7-4 in favor of Buffalo. So we'll see if that's a sign of things to come to kind of show if Utah's really getting that pressure, because you're only hitting if you don't have the puck. So that is good that Buffalo's being, has that pressure, but at the same time, you don't have the puck, you can't score. So we'll see if they can get that going. Rushes by both teams exchange there. Nothing happening. It just ends up in both zones. Now in the Utah zone, right corner, both fighting for it. Gunther will grab it. He will double that back in the right corner, looking for a quick pass up to McBain. I believe he'll get it, or Cooley. None of those. It wasn't any of those. Good Lord. And it'll end up in the right corner regardless. Buffalo moving out with it. Quick pass up. Tipped up for no icing, though. Vejmelka, he'll push that right corner. Utah looking to clear that out. Cooley, now with it. He'll pass that over to Mata. Quick pass over to Cole. Still circling that Utah zone. Quick little pass up to Kerfoot. Tied up, though, and neutralized. Not able to really get control of it. Carcone with it neutralizes. Both teams just kind of switch who has it neutralized. Not able to get anywhere with it. Buffalo will dump it in right side of the Utah zone. Benson tied up with it. Paterka there to help. Will end up the right point. Shot goes wide. Kept in. Vejmelka out of his net, looking for something in front. Buffalo not able to find it, though. A Utah defense helps out just in time. Pass up to Carcone. Dumped in by Stenlin. Will end up behind the Buffalo net. UPL will give a quick little pass over to Cousins. Clifton now with it, moving in quickly. Forced dump that right side instead. Tied up behind the Utah net. Benson with it. Bukestad will come away with it regardless, though. Moving out, tied up by a couple Buffalo players. Still has control of it. He'll dump that left side of the Buffalo zone. Maselli trying to get to it first. Tied up Power, though. Both teams fighting for it in that left corner of the Buffalo zone. Still digging away at it. Power trying to dump that out left side. Finally, Buffalo has some help. They'll try and clear that out. They will. They'll end up all the way back down to the Utah zone. Clears it just too well, though, as that ends up back for an icing. 11:44 left in the first now. Buffalo on that last rush there had a good opportunity as they catch Vejmelka sliding to the wrong side, but not able to really get that pass in front, as it looks like on the replay here. Vejmelka actually gets his stick and blocker right in the way of that passing lane to shut that off. So nicely done by him. Left side of the Buffalo zone, Utah went back. Sergachev will dump that left side. However, Buffalo will try and regain control, looking to clear that out left side. Yokiharu, the one there. Quick pass in front. Buffalo forced dump that back to left side. Quick pass in front for Schmaltz. Will end up Mata, big shot. Puck still loose. Buffalo will grab control of it, though. Looking to clear that out right side. Keller will steal instead. Hayden looking for a quick pass in front to Schmaltz. It'll bounce up in the air instead. Buffalo still trying to clear that out left side. Not quite able to. Kept in at the line by Schmaltz. Shot on net. And UPL will hold. 11:10 now left in the first. Great opportunity there by Utah, especially Keller in that corner, stealing that pass away, keeping the offensive pressure up, and just trying to keep those passes in front of the net, trying to get UPL, get that shot as close as possible, not leave them any room to react. Nicely done by Utah there. Krebs also nicely done in the Buffalo zone of keeping that pressure along those left side boards there to kind of prevent Utah from keeping it in. Utah still was, but still good pressure nonetheless. Sharp and Valimaki at the left side point. That'll go wide. It'll dump out of the Buffalo zone, trying to gain control of it. Tuck will dump it in to the Buffalo zone. Thompson trying to get something going, tied up along left side board or right side boards instead, though. Utah tied up in their own zone, looking to clear. Byram keeping that in at the left point. Will finally knock out of the Utah zone, but Buffalo still in control of it. Pass back up to Byram. He'll leave that back for Thompson now, circling the zone, trying to get a shot from an angle too wide. Vejmelka down, able to get back on his feet now. Thompson will push that back to the left point. Utah able to gain enough control, moving up out of their own zone with it now. Maselli tied but neutralized, can't quite get something going, but nobody there to grab it instead. Cole, quick pass up to Gunther. Gunther moving in, hits that just wide. Kept in the Buffalo zone, though. McBain pushing that right side, trying to get that behind the net for Gunther. Byram there to pressure. It'll end up left side instead. Tied up. Buffalo able to dump that out. Utah grab back in their own zone. It's Kesselring, though. Back in the right corner. Cole with it, looking to clear that all the way up. able to get it into the Buffalo zone, would have went on net regardless, but Buffalo gains control of it. Gilbert looking for a quick pass up. He'll find it. Buffalo back up the other way. Looking for a tip in front. They'll find it, and that one goes in. Just a beautiful little tip there. Korzak looking to be the one that put that one in. So Buffalo instead will get the first tally on the board this afternoon. Just a beautiful rush there by Buffalo. Great pass up by by Gilbert, able to just push that all the way up back from behind his own blue line, able to tip that up to Mallenstein, just right in front to Korzak. Beautiful tip over the left side shoulder, or right side shoulder actually, of Vamelka. Nicely done. Korzak with the goal, his first of the season. Mallenstein and Gilbert with the assists, their third and first respectively. So Buffalo tallies early. We'll see if Utah can battle back. 9:40 left in the first. Shot sitting 6-4. Buffalo back behind their own net. Clifton trying to get that out left side. Utah looking to keep it in. Won't be able to. It'll bounce out into neutral ice. Good pressure by Buffalo, though, along the right side boards. It looks like Benson there, the one fighting for it. It'll end up right corner of the Utah zone. Clifton looking for a shot in front. Bounces in front. Nobody able to get the rebound there. Carcone will come away with it instead. Trying to push up left side. He'll slow. Quick pass over to Kerfoot. Back to Carcone. Right side. Shot. Hits a body that will deflect wide. Buffalo looking to clear that out, and they will. Benson. Quick pass over to Paterka along the left side. Circling. No help there. He'll finally find some in Yokiharu. Pass in front to Krebs, I believe. Or to McLeod. Back to Yokiharu. Shot saved by Vamelka. He'll end up right corner looking for a tip in front. Won't find it. Carcone will grab it instead, looking to move that out of the Utah zone as Utah goes for a change. 8:44 left in the first now. Buffalo back in their own zone, looking for a quick pass up their neutral ice. They'll find Yokiharu again. Moving in through center, pass over to the left side, trying to find that deflection right back to him. Will end up in front regardless. Vamelka able to get enough on it, though. 8:32, shots tied at 6, but Buffalo with the one that matters early. Utah with some good pressure, but UPL keeping Buffalo in it so far, and even Buffalo offense doing a great job staying in that Utah zone, keeping that pressure up. See if they can get something going. Listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .32 left in the first. Buffalo up 1 off that beautiful rush they had, and a nice tip in front by Bozak to get his first of the season. Buffalo looking to end their 5-game slide and hopefully get this season back on track to the expectations they kind of set for themselves. After they had that good season, what would that have been, in 22-23, takes a step back in 23-24. We'll see if they can get something going, kind of turn the season around this year. Left side draw in the Utah zone. Stenlin and looks like Thompson on the draw. It will be. Thompson will win that back. Trying to get that back to left point. Utah will intercept instead. Keller moving up the left side with speed. Looking for a pass in front. Won't find it. Sergachev will grab it instead. He'll wrap that around to the right side. Schmaltz looking for a tip in front to Keller. Not able to grab that tuck. Will grab it instead. Moving up right side of the Utah zone. He'll try and flick that on net. It'll go just wide. Powell will grab it in the left side boards. Tied up by Mata instead, though. Will end up back to tuck behind the Utah net. Tied up by Keller, brought down by him, so can't get control of that one. Pass up to Hayton. Over to Keller. Slows at the red line. He'll tip that into the Buffalo zone. Schmaltz racing for it. Power there with him, though. Left side, Buffalo looking to clear, a little slow. Cole will keep it in, or at least he'll try to. It'll bounce out. And here comes Tuck trying to get that in as a delayed penalty, it looks like, and it will be on Utah. So Utah going to the box, which is the last thing they want if they're down early. 7:43 left in the first. There looks to be an interference call on Cole, because both him and Tuck racing out of the zone to grab that. Could also maybe claim that to be tripping, but would have been a very soft tripping there. Regardless, yes, Utah in the box, 2 minutes interference against Tuck. So we'll see if this Utah penalty kill, which has been very good at times during the season, been more impressed with it than I thought I would be. So we'll see if we can get this going. Buffalo looking to take that important 2-0 lead. We'll see if they can get that. They'll win the draw back, but it'll end up just barely out of the Utah zone, forced to double back with it instead. Buffalo circling their own zone. Finally, moving up with its Paterka. Trying to get in left side. He'll catch the middle instead. Pass across the ring to Benson in the left corner. Kerfoot trying to kind of keep that pressure up and neutral ice. Not quite able to. It'll bounce back into the Utah zone. Mata with it. Quick pass up to Kerfoot, looking to clear that, and he will, all the way back down. Minute 24 left in the Buffalo power play. Byram with it. Moving up out of his own zone with speed, he'll leave that back. Thompson now with it. Moving in, cutting into the center with speed. Looking for a shot, he'll hit a body in front. Bounces right to Vejmelka, he'll hold. 6:52 left in the first, minute 10 left in the Buffalo power play. Utah doing a good job of clearing it so far, but Buffalo doing a great job of keeping that pressure up. If nothing else, looking to throw those shots on net. They're seeing that Utah is able to clear it, and just throwing things at the net is, it's a decent strategy at this point. We'll see if they can get something going here. Right side zone, or right side draw in the Utah zone. Buffalo win that back. Right back to Thompson, looking for a shot that'll tip wide. Powell will grab it along the left side boards. He'll try and ring that around. It'll end up in the left corner instead. Tuck trying to battle for it. Cousins there with him. It'll end up right side. Back to Thompson at the right point. Looking for a tip in front. It'll bounce wide. Nobody there to pick up the rebound. Back to the left point. Big shot from the left point that'll deflect up into the netting, as Vejmelka able to get just enough of that to tip that out. 6:25 left in the first. 43 seconds now on the Buffalo power play. I've been running the Utah power play one, haven't I? Whoops. Power with that big shot from the left point, trying to find that tip in front. Tuck grabs that tip, but it'll just go up, a lot more vertical than he wants that to. Vejmelka able to push that up into the netting. Left side draw in the Utah zone. Buffalo will win it again. Krause looking to clear. He will. Zucker will grab it at the Buffalo blue line. Quick pass up to Thompson. He'll slow at the blue line at the right side. Tuck, he'll wrap that around for Cousins. Back to Power at the left side point. Back to Cousins. 25 seconds left now. Back to Power, left point. Cousins again looking for a tip or looking for a pass in front. Won't find it as he just kind of whiffs on that shot there all the way back down to the Buffalo zone. 10 seconds left in the Buffalo power play now. See if they can get one last rush going. Power, he'll leave that back for Thompson. 5 seconds left, tied up in neutral ice. Utah should be able to clear this one off, and they will. Mata back on the left side of his own zone. He'll dump that deep into the Buffalo zone. Cole fresh from the box. He'll try and grab it, tied up by Byram behind the net instead. Looking to pass that in front to Bukestad. Won't find him. Here comes Abe Kubel. Trying to get that centering pass to Korzak. Won't find it. It'll end up right corner instead. Valimaki with it. He'll leave that for Schmaltz, it looks like. Trying to chip that out of the Utah zone. They will, but tied up in neutral ice. Buffalo trying to get that back into the zone. Mott will grab it instead. Valimaki. Pass over to Keller. Keller moving to the left side with speed. Cutting in. Trying to get that back to the point. Nobody there to grab it, though. Cole's back at the red line. So Utah will have to come in once again. Maselli will dump that deep to the right corner. Keller trying to race for it. Buffalo will get to it first, looking to clear that all the way out. They will. Utah will grab that back and neutralize, doubling back into their own zone, looking for quick passes up. They'll find it. Keller, pass across to Bukestad at the left dot. Shot, glove down by UPL. Beautiful save there by UPL. Just gets all the glove on it. Nicely done there. 4:37 left in the first. Utah trying to come back after after killing off that power play, not letting Buffalo get much on there, but some shots on net. Vamelka keeping Utah in it so far. Listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. 4:37 left in the first. Buffalo up one early. Looking at some of the stats during the break there, Utah not doing a great job on faceoffs. Usually something they control pretty well, but currently sitting 10-5 in favor of Buffalo. Seems like in these Utah games, if you can control the faceoffs, that really hinders Utah's ability to get anything going. Because usually able to control it well, they'll get control in the offensive zone, or even in the defensive zone, they'll get it, clear it right back out. But Buffalo able to do a great job of winning those faceoffs and prevent that entirely. Buffalo will win that left side draw in their own zone, look to clear that out. They will end up all the way back down left corner for an icing. So back down to the Buffalo zone we will go. 4:31 now left in the first. Shot sitting 8-7 in favor of Utah. So great offensive pressure from both teams in this first, but goaltenders really a big factor. UPL playing great today, and Vamelka playing great as always. Lets one in so far, but not too terrible here for Utah. Right side draw tied up at the dot, but it'll be pushed right corner instead. Utah trying to get control, trying to get control of it. Doesn't matter as they try to find a shot in front, won't grab it. Cole looking to push that behind the Buffalo net. Gilbert tied up a little, trying to clear that out. Kessling trying to get a pass in front, nobody there to grab it. Carcone looking for one, too many bodies in front though, not enough space. Gilbert now with it, looking to clear that out, and he will. He'll fling that deep. Paterka with it down in the Utah zone, catches a stick though, will be tipped up into the netting. Play blown dead. 3:58 now left in the first. Buffalo doing a great job on that last Utah rush there of just, they knew all the pressure was in front of the net. It was a scramble for it. So what do? They just get bodies in front. There's not enough time to figure out where the puck is. Just get in front of it, block those shots, and they did an excellent job at that. So Utah with some good pressure, just not able to get anything going. This Buffalo defense playing very good today. Trying anything to kill off that 5-game losing streak. Left side draw in the Utah zone. Buffalo will win it back. Back to Yoki Haru. Looking for a shot. He'll hit a body in front. Nobody there to grab it. Sergachev will grab it instead, looking to clear that up. Would have been a hand pass. Utah touches it first, though. Buffalo back in their own zone, looking to clear that out left side. Push deep. Bukestad looking for something there, but a penalty will be called, it looks like. Or, no, just a normal high sticking, not the penalty one. Yeah, just a normal high sticking there. No penalty on that play there. Although Bukestad, good diving effort on that last one. Only man up there just kind of dives at it. Able to get that shot on net. However, somewhere along the line, high stick there. Right side dot outside the Buffalo zone. Hayden and Korzak on the draw. Tied up at the dot, but Buffalo able to push that back to themselves. Trying to move that up, not quite able to. Keller with it now. Tied up the left side of the Buffalo zone. He'll push that around to the left corner. Schmaltz there to grab it. Circling, trying to get that back to the right point. He will. Pass back across to himself. Schmaltz back over to Mata. He'll leave that for Schmaltz now back at the right point. Switching again is Keller. Now back to Sergachev. All circling that right point. Finally takes a shot. It'll tip wide though. Up into the netting again. Play blown dead once again. 3:08 left in the first, shot sitting 9-7 in favor of Utah. On that last rush, they're doing trying to find those shooting lanes, but everybody switching from that right point. Doesn't matter who you have there. Once they've blocked that right point, you've got to find something else to shoot at. You can't just keep circling that right side there and hope, well, somebody's going to move. If you just keep circling it, nobody's going to move. They already know what you're doing. So if Utah can, get some better passing going in this rush here. Right side zone, draw in the Buffalo zone. They'll win it back. Clifton now behind the Buffalo net, looking to clear that out. Utah keep it in, though. Pass in front to Bukestad. Right dot, looking for a shot. Tied up instead, though. Kraus looking for a centering pass. It'll go wide to the left, to the left side. Maselli with it. Pass across, saved by UPL. That might have hit the bar there, or just gone wide. Regardless, Buffalo up the other way. Krebs trying to get that pass, trying to grab that pass, not quite able to control it, though. Buffalo back in their own zone with it. Clifton. Pressured by Kraus, not able to, act as slowly as he want and wait. Forced to push that up into neutral ice. Krebs will grab it instead, though. 2.5 left in the first now. Clifton waiting in the Buffalo zone for the change. He'll finally get that change he wants. Cousins. He'll dump that right corner of the Utah zone. Borchuzzo racing for it, but Benson also there with him. Trying to get that over to Peterka, not quite able to. Centering pass intercepted by Utah. Carcone, quick pass up to Borchuzzo, not able to quite grab that. Doesn't bounce into the Buffalo net, just bounces straight up. They'll grab control of it. Yoki Haru with it now. Looking for a pass up to Cousins. He'll find him. Able to get that in. Buffalo looking for a shot in front. Won't find it. Benson trying to cut in front of Vamelka there. Won't find that shooting opportunity, though. All the way back down to the Buffalo zone. No icing. Carcone with pressure, though. Not able to get anything going as he's the only one back there for the 2-on-1 there. Minute 40. Thompson now with it. Looking to chip that into the Utah zone. He'll find it. But Utah will grab control of that back. Looking to chip that up into the Buffalo zone. Will go all the way back down to the left corner. Bryson with it. Able to clear that up and out. Trying to find that pass over to Thompson. Won't. It'll end up back for an icing, it looks like. No, it'll actually end up a penalty. So Utah back to the box again. I'll click the right one this time. Sergachev going to the box. 2 minutes also for interference. So Buffalo will enter the second with, what do we got? 39 seconds on the power play, unless somebody scores here. So Utah down again, falling back into that pitfall of taking penalties. Big struggle so far for Utah this season has been taking penalties. It seems like even, at the most inopportune of times they take penalties when there's no benefit to, I guess there's never a benefit taking penalties, but you know what I mean? Just seems like they're always in the box, always down a man advantage. Buffalo able to keep control of that along the right side of the Utah zone. Thompson with it, trying to move in front. That shot will go wide instead, kept in by Power at the left side. Point. Rung around behind the Buffalo net, push back to Thompson. 57 seconds left in the first now. Back to Thompson at the right point, back over to Power, looking for a shot. He'll hold. Back over to Thompson, looking for a quick tip in front. It'll go wide instead. Kerfoot looking to grab that. He'll clear that down all the way back to the Buffalo zone. 42 seconds left in the period. A minute 20 left in the Buffalo power play. See if they can get one going before the period ends here. Tuck trying to get that pass across. Will end up out of the Utah zone instead. 30 seconds now left in the period. Cousins looking for a rush in. Poke checked away. Would have been an offsides for Buffalo, so Utah able to grab control. Here comes Schmaltz moving in. Shot saved by UPL. Looking for that shorthanded rush there. Won't find it. Almost ties that up. He's able to grab that breakaway, beat everybody off that blue line. Just UPL playing great. able to stop that shot. 6 seconds left. Paterka trying to get that in. Utah will clear that out with 2 seconds left, and that will be the end of the period. Buffalo up 1 after 40 seconds left on that power play as they enter the second. Final shots at the end of the first, 10-7 in favor of Utah. Doesn't matter though, Buffalo with the one that counts. So we'll see if Utah can find the answer to beat UPL as we enter the second, or if Buffalo will keep up that offensive pressure, maybe grab one on that 40 seconds left of power play they have. But that's for 15 minutes from now. Let's see what happens. Listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll see you back in 15. Welcome back as we get ready to start the second period. Reminder, Buffalo will be on the power play for 40 more seconds, so we'll see if they can get something on that. Some stats before we enter the second. Shots currently sitting 10-7 in favor of Utah. Utah abysmal on the faceoffs during that first 14-6 in favor of Buffalo. That's 70 to 30%. Buffalo currently 0 for 2 on the power play, though, as mentioned, still 40 seconds on that second one, so still anything possible. Hits sitting 16-5 in favor of Buffalo. So very physical when they don't have the puck, not letting Utah get anywhere into their own zone, which is great if you're Buffalo, especially with the 1-0 lead. Because, yeah, you might not be having the puck, but at least you have the lead. So, some silver lining there. And block shots sitting 7-5 in favor of Utah. We'll see if this Utah power play or penalty kill can kill off this Buffalo power play for 40 more seconds and then get something going. They had the first goal, though that one called back. So we'll see if either Buffalo can really take advantage of this lead here and the rest of this power play, get the second off, start the second off strong, get something going, get a bigger lead, keep that momentum up against Utah, or if Utah can kill this off, keep that power play up and see what they or keep the pressure up and see what they can do from there. One note regarding the Buffalo goal I missed during the whole thing happening is actually Tyler Kozak's first NHL goal. So congrats to him. This one not called back because that was the one that was called back the other night. Would have been his first, not this time. Center ice draw, push back into the Buffalo zone. They'll get control of it regardless. 30 seconds left in the Buffalo power play now. Dumped into the Utah zone, left side with it. Zucker, he'll ring that around to Peterka, not able to grab that. Utah will clear that all the way back down. 18 seconds left on the Buffalo power play now. We'll see if they can get one last big rush on it. 10 seconds as they move across the red line. They'll dump that back into their own zone. Quick passes up. Zucker trying to get that up to Thompson. Won't be able to. He'll find Cousins in front, though. Shot that'll go wide. 4 seconds, and that one is kill off. Thompson looking to wrap that around. He'll pass that over to Peterka instead. He'll get that back to Byram at the line. However, that will be offsides. 19-12 left in the second now. Not much of a shock that Buffalo not able to do much. Only 40 seconds left on that power play. Anyway, getting it into the Utah zone. They get a couple shots on net there. Good pressure to start off the second. If that puck's kept in, keep that momentum going. However, it's right outside the zone. Clearly, they've been good on the faceoff so far today. So we'll see if they can keep that going. Left side dot outside the Utah zone. For once, Utah win it back, trying to get that into the Buffalo zone. Stolen away and neutralized, though. Quick passes up by Buffalo. Neutralized, they'll tip it into the Utah zone. Bukestad not quite able to grab that. Forced to push that around his own net instead. Abe Kubel with pressure for Buffalo. Kraus trying to get that into the Utah zone. He'll leave that for Kerfoot instead. Big hit, or for Maselli. Big hit on Maselli there. Bortuzzo, big shot that'll be deflected wide. Kraus not able to pick up the rebound there. Right back to him, though. Pass in front of Valimaki. Over to Bortuzzo again. Shot. That'll go wide. Right back to him again. Over to Valimaki. Left dot. Shot. Doesn't get enough on that. Really get something going there. Korzak will grab it instead. Moving up out of the Buffalo zone with speed. He'll enter through the middle. Shot from the right side. That'll go wide. Saved by Vemelka there with 18:15 left in the second now. Bortuzzo, left corner of his own zone, trying to clear that up and out to Cooley. Not quite able to. Forced to get that to Valimaki in the right corner instead. Up to Gunther. Trying to tip that up to Cooley. Byram there to intercept instead. Buffalo trying to grab that neutralized. Krebs not quite able to grab it. Doesn't matter. Somebody else will grab it instead. Tied up at the point of the Utah zone. Buffalo still with control. Kulik trying to push that around. It'll end up right corner instead. McLeod and Krebs fighting for it. Will end up in front. Bortuzzo will grab it, looking to clear, and he will. All the way back down to the Buffalo zone. Just wide, though. It will be an icing on Utah. So down to the Buffalo zone, back to the Utah zone, we will go for the faceoff. 17:33 left in the second now. Shots sitting 11-8 in favor of Utah. Gunther actually on the bench, just getting patched up a little as he catches a puck to the face there. Hopefully he's all right. He should be back in no time. Utah trying to win that, or the win the draw, looking to clear that out right side. Won't be able to. Kept in. We'll get it out on the second attempt, though, just barely. Thompson will grab it at the right point. Chip back into the Utah zone. Bortuzzo will get to it first. Looking to clear that out left side. They will. Schmaltz moving up with speed. He's got Keller and Cooley with him. Pass over to Cooley at the left side. Tied up by Yoki Haru in the left corner. Picked up by Schmaltz. Pass back in front. Cross for Kessling, not quite able to get anything there. Scramble in front. Couple shots by Utah, all saved by UPL there. Push the right side. Kessling will grab it. Tied up, though, trying to push that deep. Kept in just for a second, though, catches the body. Kept into the zone regardless. Here's Hayton with it at the right side. Back to Kessling at the point. Shot, and that one will go in. We'll see if this one counts. It should. But Utah able to capitalize off a failed clear by Buffalo there as it just catches a body in front. Kept in by Hayton. Back to the point for Kessling, and this game is tied up. Yeah, Buffalo trying to clear. It'll bounce off the skate of Kessling while he's still in the zone. Hayton will keep that right back to him as he gets right into the slot. Shot, glove side, right in past UPL. And so Utah ties this one up at 1. Kessling, his 4th of the season. Hayton, his 7th assist, the only one on the assists there. Center ice draw. Utah win that one back, looking to chip that back up into the Buffalo zone. Trying to. It'll get deep. Clifton will get to it first. 16:30 left in the second. They'll bounce out of the Buffalo zone, but Utah will pick it right back up in their own zone, looking for quick passes up. They'll find Maselli, or Carcone trying to deke in front. UPL gets just enough of it, follows him. Another shot from the right side. It'll go in again. We'll see if that one counts. I have a feeling that one's going to come back. I'll put it down regardless, but I have a feeling this one's coming back. If not, Sergachev the one to push that, to put that in. Let's see here. Because Carcone will cut in front. He'll kind of clip UPL as he's skating by him down, and Sergachev able to grab that from the point. Yeah, there's no way this one stands. Yeah, that'll end up back to Sergachev, entire empty net to shoot at. But although he is pushed into UPL by Gilbert. So actually, we'll see what they decide. No official confirmation yet because they just keep showing replays on the 16-18. Looks like actually it's going to stand. Let's see if we cut away from the bench. Yeah, that one will stand. I believe they looked and saw that it was Gilbert that pushed him in, and that one stays in. Sergachev, 7th of the season. Kerfoot and Carcone with the assists, their 5th and 3rd respectively. So Utah able to capitalize on that somehow, and up 2-1 now. Utah trying to get that into the Buffalo zone, not able to get any shots off. Will end up back into the Utah zone. Kessling racing for it in the right corner. Pushed up by Maselli. Utah looking to clear that out. Cole looking to get a quick pass up and neutral ice. Utah will keep control of it. Bukestad looking to get into the zone, won't be able to. Tied but neutral ice. Buffalo with it now, moving into the zone quickly. Looks like that one will be an offsides, though. So not able to get anything going on that rush there. So Utah, in the span of, what is that? 22 seconds. The game is back to theirs. Shot setting 16-8 in favor of Utah. 15:37 left in the second. Right side dot outside the Utah zone. Utah win that one back as that's tied up at the dot for a second. Pass over to Bortuzzo, not quite able to grab that on the first attempt. He'll clear it out regardless. Cooley looking to pick that up. Will be a high stick, though. Play blown dead. 15:28 now left in the second. Looking like left side dot outside the Utah zone. So just the other side on the draw this time. It will be Cooley and Kulak on the draw now. Kulak will win that back cleanly. Power across to the right side. Left back for Krebs. Krebs dancing at the right point over to Power. Looking to get that shot in front. Glove down by Vimopa, not able to hold that long enough. McLeod fighting for it. He'll get that to Krebs at the right side. Force push that around as he's pressured in Sten, though, trying to get that to Kulak. He'll grab that in the left corner. Push back to Power at the right or at the left point. Shot from the right point that will go wide. Bortuzzo trying to clear that out right side, fighting for it, looking for a centering pass. Nobody there to grab it. Kulak still with it. Back to Power at the left point. Shot tips, hits a body, and goes wide. Pass in front by McLeod, trying to find Krebs. Will be tipped out by Utah. Back up the other way with speed. It's Gunther. He's got Cooley with him. Slowing. Shot saved by UPL. He'll pick that back up in the left corner, pushing that behind the net. Cooley no longer there to grab it. Yokiharu will instead. 14 and a half left in the second. Yokiharu loses control of that for a second. Keller trying to poke that away. But Buffalo able to grab just enough of that, and they'll clear that out of their own zone. Moving back up the other way. Shot from the right side, saved by Vamelka. Thompson back with it. Circling that right side, ends up at the right point. Force dump that deep instead. Trying to get it to Tuck. Force back to the right side. It'll bounce out of the Utah zone. Thompson there to pick it up. Quick passes up by Buffalo. They'll dump that into the Utah zone just for a second, though. Mata able to pick that up. He'll get a pass up to Maselli or Carconi. Tied up along the left side boards regardless. Hayton trying to fight for it, but Buffalo pokes that out of their own zone. Schmaltz tied up and neutralized, trying to grab it. He will eventually. Quick little pass over to Kesselring with 13:34 left in the second now. Dumped in by Schmaltz. It'll ring around. Stenlin able to intercept that behind the Buffalo net, trying to get that to Carconi in front. Will end up back to Cole at the right side. Pass in front for Kerfoot, looking for a tip in front, won't find it. Carconi looking for a between the legs pass to nobody, though. Would have been cool if that worked. Buffalo back up the other way. Benson at the left side, trying to get a tip up to Cousins, won't find him. Kerfoot will grab it instead. Buffalo trying to keep it in. It'll sit at the line just for a second. Utah able to dump that back into the Buffalo zone. UPL will hold that behind the Buffalo net just for a second, though. Gilbert with it now. Quick pass to Paterka. Moving in, he'll put that left side. Benson racing for it, but he's got Valimaki there with him. Trying to get that to Bortuzzo. He will. Pass up to Maselli. Dancing and neutralized. Quick pass up. Maselli back with it. Circling the net, he'll hold. Trying to look for a pass in front of Krause. Won't find him. Valimaki trying to get that in the left corner. He'll finally pick that up along the left side boards. Back to Krause at the left point. He'll ring around in the right corner now. Maselli. Pass up to Valimaki. Circling it, or to Bukestad in front. He'll get the backhand. Saved by UPL, though. 12:23 as Utah able to regain the lead. Well, regain the lead. They never had the lead, but you know what I mean. 2-1 off a goal that probably should have counted, but they played it on regardless. Listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .23 left in the second. Utah able to regain their game entirely as they're now up 2-1. Looking at the stats so far, well, shots I just noticed here. Just looking at the second, shots currently sitting 8-3 in favor of Utah, so it's been all Utah so far. And looking at faceoffs, they've seemed to regain kind of their game there, learn kind of how Buffalo does, because now faceoffs only sitting 16-12 in favor of Buffalo. A lot better split than 70-30, now sitting about 57-42. So with the lead, we'll see if they can pile on a few more goals or if they can just hold out long enough to get the win. Right side draw in Buffalo zone, Utah will win that. Pass bounces over Sergachev's stick, but Utah still able to ring that around. In the right corner, it's Bukestad with it, trying to get that to cross in front. He'll do it all himself. Maselli trying to pick up the rebound, not able to grab it back to Bukestad. In the left corner, both still fighting for it. It'll end up back to Sergachev at the point. Shot saved by UPL. Bukestad with a beautiful rush there as he just decides, I'm just going to rush towards the net myself. Has it all on his backhand. Beautiful rush by him there. And then Maselli trying to find that rebound there, but tied up by one of the Buffalo players there. Nice job by them, whoever it was. I wasn't able to notice there. Regardless, puck out of the net. 11:59 left in the second. Right side draw in the Buffalo zone. Utah win that back. Shot from the right side point. That'll bounce wide. Buffalo will get to it first. It's Byram. Trying to chip that out right side. They will. Cousins trying to get that into the Utah zone. Will dump back behind the Utah net. Vimelka, he'll push that out left side, or at least he'll try to. It'll be tied up along the left side boards. Cousins, they're trying to dig for it. Benson, they're also with him. Doesn't matter. Utah trying to get a tip up to Gunther. No icing as he gets just enough of it. Byram with it now behind the Buffalo net. Quick passes up. Utah will grab it right at the blue line, waiting for Gunther to exit. Takes just too long, forced to double back into their own zone just for a second. Gunther will ring that around. UPL trying to slow. He will barely. Utah will pick it right back up, though. Keller looking for a pass in front of Gunther, just not able to get enough of that to get it in front to him in a timely manner. Kessling back behind the Utah net. Big hit by Mallenstein there. As Buffalo keeps that pressure in. Pass across, shot in front. It'll hit a body. Utah looking to clear that out. It'll be kept in by Buffalo instead. Abe Kubel with it. He'll dump that around. As actually there will be a fight that will disrupt that. Mallenstein and looks like Kesselring in the fight there. 10:44 left in the second. Quick little fight there. I don't know if that's the time you fight if you're Buffalo. You actually had something going in the offensive zone there. Able to keep that in on the clear. If nothing else, you're getting Kesselring off the ice for Utah. Oh, it's that big hit from earlier from Buffalo. That was Mallenstein on Kesselring, so that explains why both going at it there. I was going to say, otherwise, it doesn't make sense if you're Buffalo to fight there, but just those two, the only two in that interaction, makes sense. 10:44 left in the second. Shots currently sitting 21-10 in favor of Utah. Utah also with that 2-1 lead. Doesn't look like this will be a 4-on-4, just 5 minutes for fighting for each of them, offsetting there, so nothing will change. Hayton Thompson on the draw right side in the Utah zone. Sergachev will get to it first. He'll clear that out. Bryson will get to it, though. Over to Byram. Back up to Bryson in neutral ice. Moving into the Utah zone, he'll leave that at the point, although doesn't leave it quite enough space. That will be an offsides on Buffalo. 10:29 now left in the second. As this really just seems to be Utah's game at this point. That first period, Buffalo, a lot of pressure going into it, but after Utah picks up those 2 goals in quick succession, very much their game to control. Mata back in the right corner of the Utah zone, pressured, trying to ring that out left side. It'll bounce in front. Utah will clear. Buffalo will pick it right back up and neutral ice. Quick pass up to Bryson. Dumped into the Utah zone. Sergachev will get to it first. Pass around to Mata, trying to clear that out right side. Schmaltz, after a couple attempts, Byram will grab it instead, looking for a pass in front. Just Pitters wide instead. Utah able to clear that out. It'll end up in the Buffalo zone. Schmaltz will grab it. Pass over to Hayton at the right dot. Back over to Schmaltz. Intercepted by Thompson, though. Nice job on him there. Trying to get that in. That will be an offsides for Buffalo, though. So another rush by Buffalo. Offset, stopped by an offsides. So a couple rushes, had some opportunities, just getting in their own way so far. We'll see if they can kind of figure out a way to stop this, or if this is Utah's game to lose at this point. 9:42 left in the second. Utah up 2-1. You're listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .942 left in the second. Utah up 2-1. Buffalo with a couple good rushes there, but getting in their own way with some offsides calls. If they can figure that out and maybe get Thompson going tonight, because he's been out there, he's been in front of the net looking for tips or anything, looking to get those shots, but just not able to get anything going yet. We'll see if they can get Thompson rolling, and maybe the offense will come with it. Utah puck forced into the Utah zone just for a second as they're trying to clear it out. They finally will on the second attempt there. Neutralized, will bounce back into the Utah zone. Would have been an offsides though, so Utah gets a second to control it back without pressure. Doesn't matter, Buffalo with pressure anyway. As another offsides call, just barely though, as it's kind of tied up at the blue line, both fighting to get that out. So just not a crazy offsides call there. Not like the last couple where they're on the rush there. Just 9:16 left in the second. About halfway through this game, Utah up 2-1. Left side dot outside the Utah zone. Tied up the dot, Buffalo will push that into the Utah zone. Vejmelka will come out of the net a little to give a little pass over to the left side. Sergachev with it in the right corner. Fakes a pass as Benson catches an edge there. He'll just pass that right in front of Vejmelka, though. He will hold. 9:05 left in the second now. You got to wonder if that was intentional by Sergachev there, or if he was trying to clear that around. But instead, he notices, maybe some of the guys out there are tired. Maybe he wants to change. Regardless, Vejmelka with the hold there. Utah win that right side draw in their own zone. Pass around to Krause with it. Looking to clear that out left side, or out to the left side. He will. Sergachev trying to put that into the Buffalo zone. He'll chip up into the Utah bench instead. Play blown dead. 8:56 now left in the second. Bounce right up to Stauber, who's sitting on the bench for Utah there. So not exactly what they want. So should be left side dot outside the Buffalo zone on this next face-off here, if I'm correct. No, it'll be into the Buffalo zone, left side draw. Tied up at the dot, Buffalo able to come away with it. Looking to clear out left side, they will. They'll bounce over to the right side as they're not able to control that neutralized. Power will grab it back in his own zone. Gunther, pass over to Cooley. As McBain's able to get out of the zone, Utah will set up pressure again. Right corner, not able to get anything going, though, as Power grabs it back. Moving that up to Korzak. Korzak looking for a second, and will go wide instead. Pushed around into the right corner, pass up from Sergachev. Cooley not able to grab anything there. Buffalo still with it. Cooley trying to get a centering pass to Abe Kubel, not quite able to. Gunther moving back up the other way. He'll chip that left side of the Buffalo zone, though. Power will grab it, and looks like he'll wait for the hole, or wait for the change, or at least he tries to, pressured by Hayden behind his own net, forced to act quickly. It'll be dumped into the Utah zone. Valimaki will leave it in the left corner. It'll bounce kind of in front, but Keller able to come away with it, moving up with it now. Pass over to Schmaltz. He'll slow at the line. Left back for Valimaki. He tries to push that deep left corner. Keller tries to grab that behind the Buffalo net, not quite able to. Still tied up in now tied up in the right corner. Buffalo looking to clear that up. Thompson, quick little pass up to Krebs, and Tuck will dump that into the Utah zone. Tied up left corner now is Mata with it. They get that pass over to Valimaki up to Schmaltz. Utah looking to clear it. They finally will. Keller with it. Moving up the right side, trying to cut to the front. He will. Schmaltz looking to get Hayden a tip in front, tries to find him. Pass goes wide instead. Benson back with it up the other way. 7:10 left in the second now. Gilbert forced to push that deep. Stedlin trying to race for it. Benson and Cole fighting for it behind the Utah net now. Stedlin coming in to help. Try and get that over to Keller. Tied up along the right side boards by Paterka instead. Still tied up along those right side boards. Buffalo able to get just enough of it. Clifton down at the point. Back to him. Shot hits the body in front. Utah able to grab control of it. Pass up to Kerfoot. Kerfoot over to Stenlin. Tied up, not quite able to get that shot off. They'll ring that around for Carcone. Kept in at left side point. Utah with not much opportunity there. They'll dump that around to the right corner. It'll end up left side instead. Kerfoot, he'll ring that back around. Bortuzzo with it, trying to move deep. Can't quite find Stenlin in front. Bortuzzo will grab it. He'll push it deep again. Carcone behind the net, trying to get that over to Kerfoot. Tied up in the left corner. Stenlin there to help. It'll end up left side, looking for a backhand in front. Carcone with a beautiful opportunity there, but UPL says no. 6 minutes left in the second now. Buffalo finally able to clear that and dump that into the Utah zone, but bad news for them will be an icing. 5:56 is Utah with all the pressure in the world on that last rush, keeping that in Buffalo zone, especially Carcone, able to just off a pass from Valimaki in front, leads UPL to the side he wants him, but UPL follows him all the way, able to get down. Carcone not able to elevate that enough to get that over the glove hand of UPL. Right side draw in the Buffalo zone. Buffalo looking to clear that. They finally will, but into the box instead. So play blown dead again. 5:46 left in the second. Utah with all the, or 5:43 left in the second, with all the pressure in the world. But UPL keeping Buffalo in it so far. See if they can continue to crack UPL, or if Buffalo can get that offense going and get something on net to at least come out of the second tied, or maybe more. Listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. .536 left in the second. Utah up 2-1, and all the pressure in the world coming from them on the last few rushes. Looking at the stats again, Buffalo able to regain kind of the control they had over faceoffs, now sitting 21-15 in favor of Buffalo. But shots have still been Utah all in the second. Last time I looked, it was 8-3 in favor of Utah, now sitting 11-3 in favor of Utah. So Buffalo just not able to get that offense rolling in the second. Utah pinning them in their own zone. And with the lead, that's exactly what you want to do. Right side draw in the Buffalo zone. They'll win it back finally, clearing that out to neutralize. Krause will pick it up instead. Pressured by Tuck in the Utah zone, but Utah come away with it cleanly. Over to Krause, trying to get that in right side. Krebs there to kind of prevent that. Back to Yoki Haru, looking to clear that out. Left side will be kept in at the line. Maselli trying to drive in front. Trying to get a pass in front will be kept in by Sergachev at the left point. Krause looking for something in front will be tipped off a stick and into the netting. Play blown dead. 5:18 left in the second now. Utah just doing a great job after that opening 5 minutes. Like I said at the beginning, it's that first 5 minutes or so where whoever Utah is playing can really gain control of that, and then after that, it's Utah who decides if they want to win the game or not. And so far, though Buffalo controlled a lot of this first, coming out of that second, flying, getting those goals in, and it's been all Utah so far. So if they can keep this pressure up into the third and just really prevent Buffalo from getting out of their own zone, much like Utah had been done to them, keep them in their own zone. So once they clear, they just have to change. They're too tired to get the rush there. So if Utah can keep that up, this should be all theirs. Left side draw in the Buffalo zone. They'll win it. Finally looking to clear. They'll be tied up in neutral ice, though. Push back in their own zone just for a second. Here comes Bryson. Shot. They'll go wide. Utah looking to clear. They will. Byram will pick that back up in neutral ice. Looking for a quick pass up. Intercepted by Hayton, though. Back to Keller. Trying to cut in front. Too many sticks in front. Can't get a shot off. Byram back up the other way. Pass up to Zucker, trying to cut in front, saved by Vamelka, diving for it on the second attempt there to prevent the rebound from Thompson, it looked like. 4:41 left in the second. Buffalo finally with a couple more shots on net. Zucker with a great opportunity on the rush there. But first, Keller and Hayden stealing that puck in the Buffalo zone. Great opportunity there. And then Buffalo with the defense getting all the sticks in the way that they can just to prevent any shot at all. And then Zucker back up the other way, capitalize on A, the change from Utah, and B, stealing that puck away, preventing that shot. However, Vamelka makes a save there, makes a diving save to grab that second rebound there to prevent it. Great job by everybody involved there. We'll end up back in the Buffalo zone. They'll gain control of it. 4.5 left in the second now. Quick pass up to Malenstein. He'll dump that around. Valimaki will grab it instead behind the Utah net. He'll leave that for Bortuzzo, trying to get that over to Cooley. Bounce back behind the Utah net. Cooley still in control with it. Looking for a long pass up to Gunther. Trying to find him in neutral ice. Won't quite be able to, but Utah will dump it in regardless. Power will grab it behind the Buffalo net. Cooley able to steal that pass away. Quick shot in front. Will hit a body, bounce back to the line. Utah will keep it in regardless, though. Sergachev pass over to Mata at the right side, forced deep. Doubling back along those right side boards, trying to get anything happening here. Now tied up in the right corner. Cooley there to help, but still tied up regardless. 3:40 left in the second. Buffalo able to regain control. They'll dump that all the way back down to the Utah zone. Right corner with it is Cousins, tied up by Kerfoot, though. Waiting for pressure, waiting for friends. He'll find Paterka trying to drive that in at the line. Won't be able to. Shot from Gilbert. That'll be saved by Vamelka. The body and that will bounce wide into the left corner. Both teams digging away at it. Paterka looking for a centering pass. Can't keep that in at the line, though. UPL way out of his net. He'll push that right side as Clifton not able to grab that. Utah dump that back into the Buffalo zone. Benson with it. 3 minutes left. Quick passes up by Buffalo. Will bounce back behind for an icing, though, as Buffalo not quite able to get to it first. Utah just in the right spots to prevent that. Buffalo doing a great job now of regaining that control in the offensive zone, not letting Utah get set up. A big issue they've been having is letting Utah get into their zone and staying in it. Although they do have to kind of fix that issue of Utah's been intercepting a lot of passes in the Buffalo zone. One man able to just steal that pass away, and boom, pressure's right back to Utah. So if they can stop that from happening in these last 2:54 in the second and continue that into the third, should be a better recipe for success. Gibson looking to clear that out. Will hit Bukestad in front, but he'll clear it out on the second attempt. Utah will pick that up and neutral ice instead. It'll bounce back into their own zone. Kessering will grab it, trying to get that up to Maselli. It'll bounce deep into the Buffalo zone for an icing, though. So back down to the Utah zone we will go for the faceoff. 2:37 left in the second. Shots in 21-12 in favor of Utah. Score 2-1. We'll see if this is really the rush that Buffalo needs to get anything going. If they can, at minimum, just have that pressure in the Utah zone for the last 2.5 here, that should be a success for them. If they can come away from this period tied, that would be a golden opportunity for them. Byram will keep that in, trying to push that around in the left corner. Zucker trying to grab it. Cooley trying to get a pass in front to Krebs, not quite able to find him, though. Too many sticks in front. Utah looking to clear. Krebs will grab it and neutralize, but Kessering there pressuring. He'll regain control. Able to dump that all the way back down to the Buffalo zone. Barely for the icing, as that almost doesn't slow in time. Or that it almost does slow in time. 2:10 as we head back to the Utah zone for the faceoff. Utah having difficulty clearing on these last few attempts. So if you're Buffalo, this is exactly what you want to capitalize on. You're getting those icings, or you're forcing those icings, so you're keeping those tired Utah players out there. If you can just get throwing stuff on net at this point, you're down in shots already, you're down a goal, just throw things at the net. Something should bounce in. Although Vejmelka been playing very good tonight. Right side draw on the Utah zone will end up behind the Utah net. Kessering with it. Utah looking to clear. It'll bounce into neutral ice. They will. Byram with it. Pass back into his own zone. 2 minutes now. Byram with it again. Moving in right side. Trying to cut in front, but it will be an offsides again for Buffalo. That is, I think, the third rush now where they've had a good opportunity, but Benson, well, not him on all three, but in this case, Benson way too far up, catches that offsides. Buffalo getting in their own way of getting things set up. Because if that doesn't have an offsides there, 2-on-2, you get those passes right, this game might be tied. But Buffalo just getting in their own way. We'll see if they can get in correctly this time. Right side dot outside the Utah zone, back to Power. He'll dump that in to the Utah zone. He'll end up right corner for Valimaki. Trying to push that left side for Bortuzzo, just a little too far, though, as Bortuzzo a little too far, as Bortuzzo was too deep. Doesn't matter, Utah will clear it out regardless. Schmaltz with it. Has a stick tied up, not able to dump that as fast as he wants, but it will be dumped regardless. Benson, Schmaltz able to intercept that pass, though, kept into the Buffalo zone. Valimaki looking for a tip in front, won't find it. Schmaltz will grab it in the left corner. Pass to Keller in the right corner, trying to find Hayton in front. Here's Schmaltz, circling the net. Too many bodies in front, can't find a shooting lane. Forced back to the left point. Over to Bortuzzo. Back to Keller at the right side. 1:10 left. Bortuzzo with it back to the point. He'll just push that to the left side. Run all the way around to find Keller at the point. Kessering back with it at the left side now. Circling back to the center point. Trying to cut in front. Looking for a tip in front. No goal there. They'll get it on the second attempt, though. Maybe. Yes, they will. It looked like they didn't. Schmaltz finally looks like he gets one tonight. That's just some quick passing as that puck barely gets over the goal line. And Utah up 3-1. Off, again, another intercepted pass in the Buffalo zone. Schmaltz, the main driver on this rush here. I believe it was Schmaltz. It's been a few minutes now. But first, Kessering circling in. He'll get that in front. Pass over to Schmaltz. UPL able to get across in time. Bounces up over him. Schmaltz able to pick that up again. He'll catch his own rebound as that hits the post. Oh, yeah, that's in. Deep into the net for Utah there. 45 seconds left. Vejmelka, he'll push that back to the right corner. Utah looking to clear that up and out. They will. Buffalo will pick that right back up in their own zone. Byram looking to clear, actually will be kept in by Utah again. This time, however, Byram able to get in the way of it. Utah will pick it right back up and neutralize instead, though. Gunther not able to grab enough control of it as he'd like. Buffalo will pick that back up and neutralize. Doesn't matter, though. Utah will pick it right back up in their own zone. Looking to clear it out. It'll bounce up in front. Abe Kubel with it, forced to the right side. 5-on-1, though, can't do much. Tipped back. Here's Byram with it right side, looking for a tip in front. Saved by Vamelka. 5 seconds left. Tied up in the right corner. 2, and that should be the end of the second. Final shot sitting 24-12 in favor of Utah. Regarding that Schmaltz goal, just looks like Schmaltz so far is the only one they have on that goal. So I'm sure that will be updated during the intermission, as that just happened. But as of this second, Schmaltz, his 4th of the season, unassisted, finally finds the one tonight. Like I was saying, that goal by Utah there, caused by another interception in the Buffalo zone. Picking those passes off, able to get that pressure right back to them. This is something Buffalo's really going to need to fix, especially now down 2. Before, you're only down 1, not the worst situation in the world to be in, but down 2, you're really going to have to dig deep in these last 20. Utah just needs to keep, stand pat, keep playing how they're playing, and this should be their game to lose. As for now, we end second. Utah up 3-1. You're listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. I'll see you back in 15 for the conclusion of this game. Welcome back. So we're getting ready to start the third period. Utah up 3-1, scoring right at the end of the last of the second there. Finally updated that Schmaltz goal. Schmaltz is fourth of the season. Kessering and Keller with the assists, 10 and 16th respectively. Stats before we enter the third. Shots sitting 23-12 in favor of Utah. Buffalo though coming a little, back on the faceoffs now. 28-16 favor of Buffalo. Buffalo 0 for 2 on the power play. Although no periods minus those fighting ones in the second, those were offsetting. So hits 32-7 in favor of Buffalo, and block shots 12-8 in favor of Utah. So Buffalo great on, the hits. However, you're only hitting if you don't have the puck. Now you're down 2-1. Or now you're down by 2, 3-1. And like I pointed out at the end of that second, they're really going to have to stop Utah from intercepting those passes in their own zone. That was a big, big thing in that second where Buffalo would get it back in their own zone. They'd wait for a change, trying to pass it up in their own zone, and one Utah would be back pressuring. They'd pick that pass off, and then pressure's right back in Utah's favor. So if Buffalo can stop that, and then kind of just pick up the offense where it left off in those first 5 minutes or so of the first, they can come back in this one. But as long as Utah stands pat and just keep doing what they're doing, this should be all theirs. Opening faceoff one back by Buffalo, trying to chip that into the Utah zone. They will. Vamelka will come back behind his own net to grab it. He'll pass it over to Cole, trying to clear that out right side. Won't be able to on the first attempt. Bukestad tied up instead. Or Sergachev the one with it. Mata now back behind the Utah net. Pass up to Maselli. Moving up out of the Utah zone. He'll get in right side of the Buffalo zone, force dump that around instead, though UPL push that right corner. Back to left side for Byram. Buffalo back in their own zone. Passing around, not letting Utah pick off any passes that time. It'll be deep into the Utah zone. However, the other problem Buffalo had, another offsides on the rush. That, I believe, is 4 so far of instances where Buffalo's on the rush, they have an opportunity, and then they're offsides. Can't get set up just because they can't get in the zone. So as long as those two big issues can be fixed for Buffalo, and just really getting those shots on net again, especially looking at the second shot specifically, 13-5 in favor of Utah. So yes, they got a couple on net, but weren't able to get anything really set up. We'll see if they can get that in the third here. Left side dot outside the Utah zone. Buffalo win it back, force dump that right corner. Cole will grab it instead, looking to clear that out left side. He will. Picked up by Schmaltz, pass over to Hayton, moving in, left side shot. That will go wide. Picked up by Keller at right side of the Buffalo zone. Hayton will race to grab that behind the net. He'll push that back. Schmaltz with it at the point. Pass intercepted by Buffalo there, looking to, they'll clear, but Utah picked that right back up and neutralized. Dump back into the Buffalo zone. They're there to grab it, though. Trying to clear it, they will. Cousins with it, moving up the right side of the Utah zone. Force dump that around. Will end up left side. Keller will try and grab it. He will. Pressured by Benson, though. Forced to pass that up to Hayton. Paterka there with pressure. Benson still fighting for it. They'll squeak out of the Utah zone, but Buffalo right back in it. Byram moving up the right side. Trying to cut in front. Looking for a pass in front. Nothing there. Vamelka able to grab just enough of it on the first attempt. They'll squeak out of his glove, though. Keller will come away with it. He'll double back into the left corner. Quick pass up to Cooley. Here's Gunther racing for it now, back down the other way. In the Utah zone, Cooley looking to get something going. Paterka back up the other way. Pass up to Cousins up the right side. Back over to Paterka. Can't get that pass across, though. Gunther up the other way. Over to McBain, moving in left side. He'll leave that at the line for Cooley. Cooley moving in, circling around, pass in front. McBain, and he's got one tonight. Today, whatever it is, Utah scores. Just able to capitalize on that rush there and get that to McBain in front. Beautiful rush there by Utah. That's not the one I wanted. That's the one, but it doesn't matter at this point. Buffalo with a good rush back up the other way. Cooley able to intercept that pass to Paterka in front. Gunther will grab it, pass up to McBain. He'll leave it for Cooley. Cooley, instead of circling around, he'll get that in front to McBain. McBain with a quick little tap in front. top shelf, and Utah up 4-1 now. McBain, his 9th of the season. Cooley, his 15th assist. So Utah up 4-1 now, shots sitting 25-13 with 17:45 left in the third. At this point, it is Utah's game to lose. The way Buffalo has been playing, they really are going to need a miracle to come back. They're going to need Utah to stop playing the way they have, but they're not going to. Here's Kerfoot moving in, shot left back for Carcone, saved by UPL. Both teams getting to know each other in front. There's a little scuffle after that one. Carcone, Clifton, Stenlin, Gilbert going at it a little. Seems like everything's calmed down finally. But yeah, if as long as Utah plays the way they have been, which is all offense, not letting Buffalo get set up. Although over the first few minutes of this period, Buffalo has had a good attack of getting in the zone on the rush, especially on that last Cousins attempt. However, Utah defense and the back checking, Cooley, the main one to break up that pass in front, and then it's back the other way for Utah. Back the other way, boom, it's in. Buffalo is just going to need to really get anything going at this point. UPL can only do so much for this Buffalo team, especially after a 5-game skid. They keep this up, it's going to be 6. Left side draw in the Buffalo zone. Utah win it back. Mata shot that'll go wide, back behind for Kerfoot, or for McBain, trying to get that to Kerfoot. Doesn't matter. It'll end up left corner anyway. Buffalo. Thompson, quick pass up through neutral ice. Tuck with it. Trying to get that up to McLeod. Not quite able to. Tied along the left side boards, though. McLeod keeping it in. Yokiharu and Thompson running in to help. Thompson now with it. Trying to cut in front. It'll bounce off a stick. Not up into the netting, though. It'll just hit the glass and bounce down in the right corner. Tuck will keep that in front. Shot from the left point that will go wide. This time, yes, it will bounce up into the netting. There's confusion on that from everybody out there on that first shot there. But the second one definitely up into the netting. 16:52 now left in the third. Utah once again, or not Utah, Buffalo now back in the Utah zone. Thompson trying his hardest to just get anything on the board, get that momentum swinging back in their favor. Still about 17, so still plenty of time, but you're going to want it sooner than later. Left side draw in the Buffalo zone. Utah win that back. Maselli fighting for it along the right side boards. 3 from each fighting for it. Thompson digging away, or not Thompson, Bukestad digging away at it. Kessling there, Abe Kubel, Kozak there as well. Finally, it'll squeak out behind the Utah net. Kessling waiting patiently, he'll grab it. Moving up the other way, he'll slow it the line, dumping that around. Utah trying to keep that in left side. Kozak will get to it in front. Try and move that out left side. He will clear. Trying to get over the red line. He'll get that into the Utah zone. He'll end up behind the Utah net. Cole there to grab it. Waiting behind the Utah net for a change. Finally, he'll get it. Passes up quick. Buffalo able to grab it and neutral ice, though. Moving back up into the Utah zone. Shot from the left side. Goes wide. Cousins looking for another one in the crease. Vamelka able to grab just enough of it as both dig away at it. I don't think Vamelka knew where that rebound ended up on that first attempt. Able to just get enough eyes on it. Grabs it on the second attempt, though. 15:42 now left in the third. Update on the McBain goal. Gunther also with the assist, his 12th of the season. So Buffalo with some good opportunities over these last few minutes. Just at this point, you're down so many, they're just throwing things on net, which at this point, that's all they need to do. If they can just keep picking off rebounds, see what they can find, look for maybe a deflection in front, and hopefully get that momentum swinging back the other way, that'll be crucial for them. Trying to get a rush there, but it'll bounce right back out of the Utah zone. But Buffalo push it right back in. Bortuzzo racing forward. It'll end up left side. Utah looking to clear. They will. It'll end up back to neutralize. Shokiharu will get to it first in the Buffalo zone. Quick passes up through their own zone, trying to get that in right side for Kulak. Not quite able to. Vmelka will push that left side of the Utah zone. Back up the other way they come. Here's Cooley with it up the right side with speed. Slowing in the corner. Getting to McBain in front. Shot saved by UPL. Wasn't able to get that to Gunther either, as he was also in front, both trying to dig away at it. Buffalo trying to clear, but Gunther will pick it right back up and neutralize. He'll dump that around. Thompson with right side of the Buffalo zone. He'll get that across for Kulak, it looks like. Back up the other way. Buffalo. Here's Thompson, a shot in front. Saved by Vmelka. He'll end up left corner, now back behind. Or now still in the left corner. Tuck looking for a shot in front. He'll get that to Power, but that's saved by Vmelka. He'll keep it in at the right side, circling back, left side with it now, looking for a shot in front. Nobody there to pick up the rebound, but Kerfoot is trying to clear it out. He'll double back in front. Thompson with great pressure, though. Quick passes across, and Utah able to clear that out. Will be an offsides, though, for Utah, as Carcone believes he was onside there. So he pushes deep after that puck crosses, but regardless, offsides. So back down, or back out of the zone we will go. Great chance by McBain there to kind of get that one in front, trying to just add on to the lead at this point. But UPL catches it this time, puts enough on it to save that shot. 14-15. Left side draw in the Utah zone. They'll win it, tied up in their own corner, though. They'll squeak out to Kerfoot. He'll barely clear it out of the zone. He'll tip right back in, though. Sergachev with it. He'll wait. 14 left in the second now, or in the third. Mata waiting in his own zone. Pass up to Maselli. Trying to pass that across. Little body in front. Buffalo back up the other way quickly. Right side with it was Abe Kubel. Couldn't quite get anything going there. Korzak tied up behind the net. He's got Malenstein there to help him, but it squeaks out in front to Cole. It's another body that will stay in the Utah zone. Abe Kubel. Pass across to Malenstein. Utah trying to pick something up there. Cousins will grab it instead, fresh from the bench. He'll get that in front shot. That'll hit a body in front. Nothing there. Cousins racing for the rebound. Circling around the net, looking for Malenstein in front. Vmelka gets enough of it. And a delayed penalty. That will be on Utah. So Utah back to the box, up 3. We'll see if this is the jump Buffalo needs. You're listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. $13-10 left in the third. Buffalo back on the power play. Cole going to the box against Cousins. Still doesn't say what for. But regardless, Buffalo on the power play. We'll see if the Utah penalty kill can keep up what they've been doing this whole game and keep this to a 3-goal lead for Utah. On the other hand, if Buffalo can get something going with about half the period left, a little more than half, this could be the spark they need to keep their chances alive in this game. Utah trying to clear it out right side. Stenlin will on the second attempt there. Finally, he'll clear that all the way back down. Kerfoot trying to kill time fighting for it in the left corner of the Buffalo zone. They'll come away with it regardless. Quick passes up by Buffalo up the right side or up the left side with speed. Doesn't matter. Melk will save it regardless. Cousins will keep it in. Power hooked that over to the left side. Back to Power at the line. Just circling between Power and Paterka, it looks like. Yes. Trying to get a quick pass across to Thompson at the left side. Not quite able to. Thompson moving back down to the line. Tied up by Stenlin. Almost clears that out. Utah bench thinks it was. Shot in front. Saved by Vejmelka. He'll push that to the right side. Paterka will grab it. Back down to Power. Another shot from the point. Saved by Vejmelka. 1:01 left in the Buffalo power play. 12:10 left in the period. So the Utah penalty kill doing a good job so far of killing off those shooting lanes for Buffalo, just forcing them to pass it around. Although Power able to find a couple down the center. Although Vejmelka sees the puck, saves it. It's exactly what you want if you're Utah. 1:01 left in the Buffalo power play. 12:10 left in the third. Right side draw in the Utah zone. Buffalo will win that back. Byram with it. Pass across to Kulak at the right side. Pass intercepted to Benson by Bortuzzo, it looks like. Trying to clear, won't be able to. Kept in by Byram. Back down to Kulak, down deep in the right side. Byram with it. Moving to that center slot, he'll pass that to the left side. Trying to get a pass across to Kulak. Bounces, doesn't know where that puck ends up. Allows Utah to get over to him in time to prevent any shots. Benson with it deep now. Forced back behind the Utah net. Pushing that left side. Back down to the point. Intercepted by Utah there. Here comes Schmaltz back up the other way, looking for a shorty. Although not able to, that Buffalo defense pushes them to the outside, not able to do anything there, but kills a lot of time off that power play. 10 seconds left now. Buffalo looking for one last rush here. Buffalo pick it up, back down to the point, 4 seconds. Looking for a shot that'll go wide. And Utah kills off another power play. Buffalo back in, are now fresh from the bench. Cole intercepting Yoki Haru there, right outside the Utah zone. Utah pick it right back up in their own zone. 10:55 left in the third. Shots in 27-20 in favor of Utah. Utah back up the other way. It's Gunther looking for Cooley in front. Tied up, though. Can't get the tip. Buffalo looking to clear left side. They will. Cole pick it right back up and neutralize. Cooley pass across to Gunther. Cooley pick it up. He'll get that into the Buffalo zone, but Buffalo pick it right back up, though. Trying to get that to Korzak and neutralize. Not quite able to. Kessler will pick it back up instead. Circling back behind his own net. Pass up to Cole in his own zone. Long pass up to Cooley. Whiffs on the pass entirely. Can't get that over to Gunther like he wants. 10:15 now left in the third. Abe Kubel moving back up the other way. Shot hits the body in front. Saved. Gunther back with it. He'll flip that up to Bukestad, trying to grab it, but a 3-on-1 tied up by too many people. Bounce back up to neutralize. Maselli with it. Pass across to Krause. Krause a shot. UPL gets just enough of it, looking for the rebound. Won't find it, though. Byram will grab it just in time to move that out. 9:50 left in the third now. We'll end up left corner of the Utah zone, but a whistle just looks like either an offsides or an icing somehow. Regardless, play blown dead there. 9:48 left in the third. Utah kills off another penalty, keeping this a 3-goal lead. 4-1 Utah. You're listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. 9:48 left in the third. Utah up 4-1, killing off that last power play for Buffalo there. App finally decided to update. Cole took a 2-minute for hooking against Cousins. Doesn't matter though, that is killed off anyway. Left side dot outside the Utah zone, tied up at the dot, both fighting for it. Will be poked in. Utah will grab it themselves though. Quick passes up. Maselli looking to clear that out left side. Will bounce back to Sergachev. He'll push that over to Mott at the left side. Kraus there to grab it, trying to chip it up and out. Maselli will grab it instead. He's got Bukestad with him. Barely kept in the Buffalo zone, but doesn't matter. Buffalo back up the other way. It's Yokiharu with it. Hits a body in front, not able to get that pass across like he wants. Maselli holding it back in the Utah zone. Quick passes up. Kraus not quite able to grab it. Power and him racing for it in the right corner. Hayton there to help Yokiharu and Krebs there. Trying to clear that out right side. It'll bounce in front to Krebs. Buffalo moving it up through neutral ice, but Utah will intercept in neutral ice instead. Quick passes over. Hayton now with it. He'll dump that in left side of the Buffalo zone. Byram trying to push that back out the left side. Buffalo there to grab it instead. Quick passes up for Buffalo, moving in quickly. Poke checked away by Vamelka. So it looks like Zucker, the one trying to... Yes, it was Zucker, the one on that rush there. Not able to get that shot off in time. Kulak trying to get something in front, but taken away by Utah. Hayton with it. Moving up the left side, trying to get a pass in front to Keller. Intercepted instead. Byram back up the other way with it, with 8:23 left in the second now. Moving up the left side for another offsides on Buffalo. So another opportunity where they're entering the zone, but they catch that offsides, killing that momentum, killing any momentum they had. Yeah, Zucker, great on that last rush. Kessler there, grabbing him, or not grabbing him, but really pushing him to that outside. Still cutting in front regardless. Vamelka able to just get the poke check out in time to perfectly push that away. Although I'm not sure, even without that poke check, if we would have had anything. I think he was too close. Vamelka had seen too much of that puck to really let that go in. Not impossible, though. Back behind the Buffalo net, Carcone with it. He'll pass that back to the point for Mata. Mata that hits a body in front. Sergachev will grab it, pushing that around. Kerfoot with it, circling back. Mata along the right side with it. In the right corner, he'll double back. In front for Stenlund. Stenlund a shot, and that one will go in. Finally, it feels like Stenlund... Oh, he had one already. I thought he didn't. Well, there goes that. Regardless, Utah puts another one up on the board. Stenlund been fishing for it over these last few games, it seems. Really hoping to put another one in, and he finally does today. Just gets that over to Stenlund at the right side. Yeah, Mata circling that right side. He'll get that to Stenlund right at the right dot. Puts that in, looks like top left corner. See on the replay here. Yeah, through a screen by Carcone. Just a beautiful shot from Stenlund. He'll put that more bottom left side. But still, regardless, 7:53, Utah up 5-1, shot sitting 28-21. Stenlund, his second of the season. Mata and Kerfoot with the assists, their third and sixth, respectively. Buffalo back down in their own zone with looking to quickly pass that up out of it. We'll get back behind the Utah net. They'll push that, or Vamelko will push that left side. Lend up Mallenstein will push that back behind the Utah net. Korzak fighting for it, but Utah able to come away with it. Cooley. Quick passes up to Gunther. Tied up by too many men, though. So Power will come away with it, or Power will pass it up. Buffalo coming away with it instead. Doesn't matter as Cooley trying to fight for it and neutralize, won't be able to. Buffalo not able to get anything set up as that Utah defense ties him up. McBain entering right side. He'll push that deep into the Buffalo zone. Byram there to grab it instead. 7 minutes now left in the third. Still circling. He'll finally push that deep into the Utah zone. Valimaki trying to push that around, not quite able to. Bounce back to the Buffalo zone where they will control it. Bukestad fakes grabbing the puck there. It'll bounce out of the Buffalo zone instead. Utah tied up, pass across, shot. It'll go wide. Cousins racing for it in the corner. Benson, I believe, the one trying to get that shot off. Shot from left point. They'll hit a body in front. Push the right side. Nobody there. Maselli fighting for it. He'll come away with it. Pass over to Kraus. Trying to move that up quickly. He'll dump that right side of the Buffalo zone. Thompson and Byram there trying to fight for it. They'll clear it out finally along the left side board. 6:15 left. Buffalo back up the other way. Krebs a pass in front, looking for a between the legs goal, but saved by Vamelka. Kulak trying to put a little flair on that one, but Vamelka not moving at all, just stays right in place, and that one a nice little save. Some great passing by that line there is, oh, I see. Kulak moves too far. Vamelka's already matched him, so he's trying to see if he could move the puck just enough to his left side between his legs if he could pop that left corner. Was not quite able to, though. Shot from Clifton hits the body in front as the left bounces in front. Few people digging up the rebound. Utah comes away with it instead. Here's Keller now with it. Pass up to Schmaltz. Trying to get that back to Keller in front. Hayton with it. A shot that'll catch a body in front. Blocked. Utah looking to keep that in the Buffalo zone. Won't be able to. They'll double back into their own zone instead. Hayton with it now. Moving back up the left side. He'll dump that right corner of the Buffalo zone. 5:40 left in the third now. Kept in the Buffalo zone. Keller pass back to Schmaltz. Back to Cole. A shot in front. Hayton looking for the tip there, but UPL will make the save. 5:29 left in the third. 5:29 as Utah up 5-1. It's going to take a miracle for Buffalo to come back at this point, though. They are catching up in shots, so not impossible. Listening to Utah Buffalo on Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. We'll be back after the short commercial break. $5:29 left in the third. Utah up 5-1 off that beautiful shot from Stenlin to increase that lead to 4. Buffalo, granted, a lot more shots on net, a lot more pressure. In fact, shots in the third specifically, sitting 10-5 in favor of Buffalo. So they have the offensive pressure. They're getting the shots on net. It's just not UPL. Vamelka has been saving what he needs to, and Utah still with 5-1 lead. So it's going to take a miracle. 5:20 left. We'll see if they can do it. Buffalo trying to get back into the Utah zone. Won't be able to. Tied up along the left side boards. Kessling will grab it. Tries to get that to Cole. Pass goes a little too far, though. He'll push that back to Kessling right side, looking to slow that puck down. He will. Buffalo trying to keep that into the Utah zone. Won't quite be able to. They'll dump it deep left side of the Utah zone, looking for a change there. Cole, quick pass up through neutral ice. Back to Cooley. He'll double back into the Utah zone just for a second, though. Quick pass up. Back over to Cole. Catches McBain like in the skates there. But regardless, Utah will get that into the Buffalo zone. Gunther tied up along the right side boards. Tied up 3-men, 2 for Utah there. Will trickle out of the Buffalo zone. Utah will pick it right back up and neutralize. So Valimaki will push that in left side of the Buffalo zone. Byram will get to it first. Quick pass up to Thompson. Trying to get that up to Tuck. Not able to hold that pass, though. Cooley back up to Valimaki. He's not able to hold that pass. He'll end up left corner of the Buffalo zone. Him and Byram fighting for it. McLeod there to help. It'll bounce out of the Buffalo zone as they get the clear. Maselli will grab it back in the Utah zone. 4 minutes left now in the third. Maselli cutting through neutral ice with speed to the left side. Shot, gloved, or goes wide. Looked like it was gloved down by UPL there. Wasn't quite. Back behind the Buffalo net, looking for a quick pass up and clear. They'll find it, but Mata there to pick it right back up in the Utah zone. Cousins there with pressure, though. Quick pass up, intercepted by Paterka. Trying to get that up to Benson, not able to get that shot off, though. Kraus up the other way. Back over to Maselli. Chipped in on net, but Clifton will get to it first. Trying to clear that out of their own zone, they will, but Utah will pick it right back up and neutral ice, pushing that around right side of the Buffalo zone. Quick passes up. Here's Paterka racing back up the other way. A shot saved by Vejmelka. Probably if you're Paterka there, he wanted to get a little closer, but Kessler with good pressure back in the Utah zone forces him to make that decision. Do I push deep, try and get in front of the net, or do I just take the shot now and hopefully it bounces in? Forced to take the second option there. Vejmelka, all eyes on that puck, stops it for the easy save. 3:09 left in the third now. Shot sitting 29-23 Utah. Left side draw in the Utah zone. One back by Utah. Kessering back with it, trying to clear that out left side. They will. Keller fighting for it. Back in the Buffalo zone. Hayton there with help. Or Hayton there to help. Doesn't matter though. Buffalo moving back up the other way. Running to the right corner of the Utah zone. Cole looking to clear that out. Kept in by Buffalo, though. Utah will clear on the second attempt there. It'll bounce all the way back down to the Buffalo end for an icing. Or no, it won't. Looked like it was going to. UPL wanted the icing there, but it won't get it. Yukiharu back up the other way. He'll enter on the right side of the Utah zone, leaving that back for Kulak. Trying to get a pass in front. Won't find it. It'll end up to Power at the left point instead. Krebs trying to move around the left side. Back to Power down at the point. 2:22 left. Shot in front. Rebound. Buffalo puts one in. Kulak brings this within 3. So we'll see if that's the spark that Buffalo needed. Doing exactly what they needed to. They've been catching rebounds off of Melka. He hasn't been stopping them great today. He's been stopping the shots, but if they get him, get those shots in front and that bounces wide, usually they've been there to pick him up. Looks like just between the legs of Vejmelka there as he's trying to stretch across to grab that shot. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Kulak brings us within 3 with not much left. 2:15 it looks like, or about a little more. 2:20. Buffalo wins that draw back in their own zone. Now 2:15 looking. Chip that back up into the Utah zone. Won't be able to. McBain fighting for it. Will end up back behind the Buffalo net. Now in the left corner. In front, Byram trying to grab it, but UPL will push it back in the left corner himself. Big shot by Utah in front. That'll go wide instead. It'll bounce out of the Buffalo zone. Buffalo moving back up quickly with it. 1:50. Abe Kubel back behind the Buffalo net with it. Mott will get to it first, looking to chip that up to Gunther. He will. Gunther looking to clear that all the way back down. He will. Intercepted in neutral ice. McBain with it now. Tied up along the left side boards of the Buffalo zone. 1.5 minutes. Byram, he'll chip that into the Utah zones. Bukestad there to grab it first. Circling his own zone. Quick pass up to, looked like Maselli there. Big hit, not able to hold that puck though. Buffalo back in the Utah zone, tied up along the right side boards into the right corner, pushing that left side. McLeod racing for it. He'll get to it first, looking to throw something on net. It'll end up wide instead. 1 minute remaining. Tuck looking to catch a deflection in front, won't be able to. Kept in by Clifton. It'll bounce wide as Tuck looks for another tip there. Utah looking to clear. They will get it out of their own zone, but won't have control of it. It'll bounce down into the Buffalo end. Clifton back with it. 40 seconds left as the timer on the broadcast is having a struggle. There we go. Looks like it fixed itself. Buffalo just circling their own zone. 30 seconds left. They'll try and chip it into the Utah end. Kessering will get to it first. Krebs with pressure, though. Kessering back behind the Utah net. He'll just hold. 20 seconds. Several Buffalo circling the Utah zone. Kulak in front. Quick pass up to Keller. He'll get that right back to Kessel Ring. And that should be the game. 8 seconds as he'll just hold and ice that one back. Before we end, that Buffalo goal, Kulak, his third of the season, Zucker and Power with the assists, their 12th and 13th, respectively. Utah will win this one 5-2. That was Andre Turney's 100th career win as a coach, so congrats to him on that. Final shots in 29-25 in favor of Utah, or 28. It's probably 28. Regardless, Utah wins this one 5-2. Next game for Utah tomorrow, December 8th, against Philly. There will not be a broadcast for that one, as I have work. So the next game I will be covering will be December 10th against Minnesota, so that next Tuesday. Important note with the scheduling, good news, I actually am able to cover the Colorado game that Thursday as a schedule, changing shifts and whatever. I might be able to do the Saturday one as well. That one has not been confirmed yet, but Thursday, the Thursday one against Colorado will be all good to go. So at least that's one more I won't have to miss. All said and done, this has been Utah 801 Utah Hockey Radio. I've been Taryn Holmes. Well, I guess it's still early, so have yourself a good rest of the day.